Dr. K. Parinivelu, Professor at the Center for Environmental Studies and Director of Center for Climate Change and Disaster Management, Anna University, Chennai. He obtained his PhD degree from Indian Institute of Technology, Madras, Chennai. He worked as project officer for a brief period at IIT Madras and moved on to the Center for Environmental Studies, Anna University in 1992. He was a visiting professor at Chungam National University, South Korea during 2007. He has been teaching courses on environmental chemistry, environmental pollution control, and instrumental methods of analysis since last 27 years. He has guided 75 students for ME and MSc, 4 MPhil, 2 MS, and 15 PhDs. He has published 135 papers in journals and 90 in conference and symposiums. He has received several awards in national and international levels.
Welcome to the lecture series on chemistry of the environment. We are discussing about atmospheric chemistry. To continue in this, we are going to discuss another important air pollution related issues, namely global warming and the consequent climate change. And this is really a global issue, and we will say what are the reasons for this and how to minimize this global warming or mitigate it. Our earth appears to be facing a rapid warming, which most scientists believe results at least in part because of our human activities. We are responsible for this warming of the earth. Such an increase in the average temperature of the atmosphere, oceans and land mass of earth in generally is known as global warming, that ultimately leads to consequent climate change. We will see what are the things responsible for this. Greenhouse gases, which are capable of absorbing infrared radiation, are responsible in this. The important compounds responsible for this are carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and all this CFC compound, including sulfur hexafluoride compounds, are mainly responsible for this global warming. Whatever compounds listed, many other compounds, one of the requirements is the compound present in the atmosphere is capable of absorbing infrared radiation. Those compounds can convert the infrared light energy into heat energy. That is actually known as greenhouse effect. And this diagram tells you clearly explain the effect of whatever from the sunlight comes from the top, from the solar electromagnetic, consisting of all this spectrum of light, consisting of microwave, IR, visible, UV, etc., and reaches and the earth and reflected back. But compounds like carbon dioxide or any IR active compounds, if they are present in the atmosphere, what happens is they are absorbing this IR light and reflect it back, and doing so what happens is part of this light capture this and converts the light energy into heat energy. The carbon dioxide molecule, whatever reflected light, again re-emitted in the form of heat. That is actually known as greenhouse effect, and this is why this name greenhouse has come, is because of all our hill station, how the botanical garden they maintain with a glass rooftop. If any light comes, that is trapped, and the light energy is converted to heat energy in the cold climatic condition, that is sufficient or ideal for the growth of this plant material in the botanical garden in hill stations. So, similar thing also we can know this effect in summer time, especially if you park our car on the hot sun, and if you go out and come back and open the car, you can see the heat difference inside and outside. Outside normally it will be more, because the light comes into the car, get trapped the air light, and it cannot go out of the glass window, and it is converted, the light energy air light component is converted to heat energy. So, that is responsible causing the warming in the car and the botanical garden. Similar effect is happening, all this IR active compounds like carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, if they are present in the atmosphere, they absorb this IR component of the light, converts it into heat, that is responsible for the this is known as greenhouse effect. So, the main causes as the IR active components, if they are present in the atmosphere, they causes this greenhouse effect. And we can see this diagram, gradually the carbon dioxide and greenhouse gas concentration goes on increasing in the atmosphere, and this is mainly responsible because of human activities. We burn a lot of things and put carbon dioxide, and other activities generate methane, nitrous oxide, etc., and all these gases trap this IR light and convert it into heat energy, that is causing the warming of the earth. This is normally known as greenhouse effect, and progressive warming is known as global warming, because of the increase in carbon dioxide level continuously it is happening and causing the global warming. What are the sources of carbon dioxide and other things? If you look at it, some of the sources are burning of fossil fuels, cement manufacturing, again lot of carbon dioxide is released. Land use change also can liberate carbon dioxide and methane. Deforestation, removal of forest. Transportation sector, where again we are using a lot of burning of fuels, fossil fuels, and use of electric devices like air conditioner. Land use change and lot of dumping of the waste material also liberate methane, and carbon dioxide is liberated from all possible sources. And some of the stationary sources of carbon dioxide where it is emitter is shown here. It is from agricultural processing possible, cement plant, electricity production. The blue color you can see here the chart, nearly about 73% of carbon dioxide is from this energy production through thermal power station, and other activities like fertilizer production, industrial activity, mining, petroleum and natural gas, refining, all this also liberate carbon dioxide and other things, but the predominant one is power generation from using coal and fossil fuels. All this burning, what is happening is carbon dioxide is emitted. Any hydrocarbon or pure carbon, if you burn it, carbon dioxide is the ultimate product, and before industrial era it was about 250 ppm. Now 10 or 15 years back it was about 350 ppm. The current concentration of carbon dioxide crossed 400, it is about 410 ppm, and this as shown in the previous one, it goes on increasing. The carbon dioxide concentration goes on increasing in the atmosphere. This is responsible for the progressive warming of carbon dioxide in the earth through this heat effect, that is conversion of IR light into heat energy, as we discussed before. And this one is known as greenhouse effect, and progressive warming of the earth atmosphere is known as global warming, and that leads to ultimate consequent climate change, what we face global disaster. And the main culprit is carbon dioxide, which is mainly responsible for this one. Carbon dioxide, for nature, if you look at it, it is a naturally occurring gas that is also a byproduct of combustion of fuels, biomass and other industrial process, and also land use changes, as we discussed before, all leads to emission of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. And this is a principal anthropogenic greenhouse gas responsible for global warming. About 70% is this alone, carbon dioxide alone, mainly responsible. Other things are methane, nitrous oxide and others. And because of this major share, carbon dioxide global warming potential is taken as 1, and other gases are referred to this carbon dioxide. Methane about 27 is a global warming potential, whereas carbon dioxide potential is taken as a reference and 1. So, what are the impacts of this global warming and the consequent climate change? So, one of the important thing, because of the increasing greenhouse gas concentration, temperature is increasing, and because of the temperature we have a lot of host of problems associated with this. Summer related disease, all these things is associated, and because of the warming, melting of ice is happening, you see melting, and that also leads to sea level rise. Melting of the ice, or whatever ice melted, ultimately they would reach some points sea level rise. Not only this, The temperature increase also warm up this ocean water. Sea surface temperature is also increased, not only the ambient atmospheric thing, even sea surface temperature is increasing. The temperature rise also leads to volume expansion of water. So, volume is increased means sea level is rising. So, this is one of the very important issue. Our coasts are going up, our land mass goes into the sea. This is a problem. Even rainy times flooding is happening, and water evaporation rate is increased again because of the temperature, and more water evaporates from the water bodies, everything goes up, and sudden burst of heavy rain is one of the consequences of this more water evaporation. Okay. So, because of this more water extreme rainfall and no rain, everything affects agricultural production. More water is, everything is wasted. No water, the plant materials will die without appropriately yielding this food material what we entered. So, altogether the impact is the climate is changed, that is the weather whatever we observe in the different seasons is changed because of this global warming. So, globally the climate is changing because of this global warming, and if we look at about in the past 100 years, more or less nearly 1 degree rise in temperature. The average earth temperature has increased by about 1 degree Celsius. Earlier it was about 15 degree Celsius, now it has risen close to 16 degree. The average temperature is increasing, and as I told you before, sea levels also rising because of the increasing temperature and melting of ice cap. Not only this, the direct impact of carbon dioxide, as ocean is acidifying. Carbon dioxide a weak acid gas, it gets dissolved in water, and the ocean water as becomes less, the pH is dropping from alkaline to about 8.4 to 8.2 or 8.1, it is decreasing. Because of this, more amount of carbon dioxide is released into this ocean, and that nearly 1/3 of the whatever carbon dioxide we release by burning goes to the ocean. So, ocean is acidifying. So, the climate change is reflected in water cycle change, and extreme weather events is one of the important thing, that is rainfall patterns have changed and the frequency of extreme events increased, that is rain with excess rainfall. Whatever earlier the monsoon time what we get in 3 months time, especially in the northeast, we are nowadays we are getting in 3 days time, because more evaporation of water that goes and all of a sudden brings very heavy rain, and nowadays we are seeing 50 centimeter, 90 centimeter rainfall in a single day. This is a normally 1 year average sometimes, and this is what going to happen. Suppose the climate change or the global warming is not stopped, definitely we are going to witness more extreme events of because of climate change. And if you look at the change, it has not been uniform either on spatial or temporal scale, and the range of change in terms of climate and weather has also been variable. We cannot pinpoint or tell this is not going to be the in particular place or something. It is going to have a lot of change throughout globally, but one thing is common, the temperature will continue to rise. Suppose we do not stop emitting this type of greenhouse gas, especially carbon dioxide. Some of the effects of this global warming and the consequent climate change, as I told you before, is extreme weather events. We are going to witness the rain is going to be wet periods is going to be short, more rain will occur in short time period, and longer droughts and more powerful storm hurricanes etc. is likely to be encountered because of this climate change. And as I told you, because of the warming, melting of polar ice caps, rise in sea level, these are all again going to affect especially in the coastal regions. Disease like malaria may become more common in these regions where the global between the tropic and the polar regions. it is normally known as called the temperate region zones, is going to witness lot of disease. New disease also projected to emerge because of this, more flu and other related, and now we face a lot of corona, COVID-19 virus is one. So, like this, more disease viral organisms is likely to be emerge because of this climate change. Climate change may bring extinctions for many of the world plant species and for animal that are not easily able to shift their territories as their habitat grows warm. So, plant species and animal species may become extinct because only certain things are capable or adapting to this, and remaining thing may perish. So, these are some of the effects of climate change. So, what are the solution? We have to control the emission of greenhouse gases, that is called mitigation. Climate change mitigation, one such thing is carbon dioxide capture, because for some time we are going to live with the fossil fuels. As long as fossil fuels are there, definitely we have to burn it, and we cannot stop carbon dioxide emitted into the atmosphere. We have to pay attention. What we can do is, one such idea is carbon dioxide capture or carbon dioxide sequestration. Wherever the stationary source is emitted, we have to capture the carbon dioxide, not allowed to escape into the atmosphere, because it goes into the atmosphere only causes this global warming. Suppose we capture and use it for some beneficial purpose or store underground, this global warming issue. So, carbon dioxide capture refers to the separation of carbon dioxide from other components in the flue gas or process stream of a power plant or an industrial facility. We have to isolate carbon dioxide, use it for the utilization or store it. So, carbon dioxide capture and storage is one of the thing proposed as a part of mitigation. The process of capturing carbon dioxide from an emission source, converting into a supercritical state, transporting to an injection site underground, and inject into a deep subsurface rock formation for long term storage is one of the options proposed, carbon dioxide capture and storage. Okay. And this is also sometimes referred as in the literature as carbon dioxide capture and sequestration. So, sequestration is nothing but the process of increasing the carbon content of a reservoir or a pool other than the atmosphere. We have to collect the carbon dioxide, capture it and put it underground. This is normally known as carbon sequestration. Somehow we have to do this, not let the carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. This is popularly called carbon dioxide capture and sequestration. So, how we can store this carbon dioxide? And the storage is defined as a placement of carbon dioxide into a repository in such a way that will remain stored or sequestered permanently. And the various possibilities are geological sequestration, terrestrial sequestration and ocean sequestration. So, geological mines and all, where a lot of silicate materials there, calcium, magnesium containing silicate material, that we can beneficially use this geological thing, where carbon dioxide can react with this calcium, magnesium containing silicate material, forms carbonate and permanently store carbon dioxide. And similarly, in the ocean subsurface also we can store it, but the best way of storing carbon dioxide is terrestrial sequestration. That is nothing but grow more trees that through natural process of photosynthesis convert all our carbon dioxide into useful material. Not only that, they liberate oxygen as a byproduct, which is very much essential. So, the students should be advocated, grow at least one tree per head, that will contribute tremendously, and it is a natural or green way of managing carbon dioxide, and Government of India has also initiated green mission etc. to promote this part. The other ways of carbon dioxide capture in a beneficial way, we can do that, but not emitting into atmosphere by capturing this chemical or physical absorption, because variety of carbon dioxide is acidic gas and we can react with amines or alkali we can convert it into useful material. Similarly, pressure and temperature swing variation. At lower temperature, we can observe it, change the pressure or temperature, we can release, because carbon dioxide also useful, wonderful material. We can use it for lot of benefit. Carbon dioxide, for example, we can use it as a fire extinguisher. In future, we are going to use carbon dioxide for various separations, supercritical fluid carbon dioxide like this. Suppose all these things are beneficially separated, and as a pure carbon dioxide, it has lot of applications. Similarly, adsorption is another route. Cryogenic distillation, that is cooling, very low temperature cooling, carbon dioxide will be separated. And another way is a very compact system, membrane separation. Gas membrane are available. We can, how we treat our salt containing water through membrane, RO membrane. Similarly, there are membrane available. We can pass this flue gas where nitrogen and carbon dioxide will be separated, and we can get all this wonderful material, pure carbon dioxide. It has plenty of applications. So, it is one of the green or good way of contributing towards climate change mitigation and minimizing the warming of global earth. Summarize the global warming and the consequent climate change. There are many chemical species responsible for this global phenomena, especially carbon dioxide resulting because of burning is mainly responsible for this. All these greenhouse gases trap the IR light available in the electromagnetic radiations of solar and convert carbon dioxide other greenhouses to heat energy. That results in warming and a host of other related issues, as we discussed, we have noticed, and it is all going to affect our future, especially in the poor are going to be affected because of the climate change. We have to pay a lot of attention to mitigate the emission of carbon dioxide, and we have to switch over to renewable energy or managing this carbon dioxide in a beneficial way. We can bring a halt to the warming earth. So, to sum up, the global warming issue is a global issue, and not only one particular region, throughout the globe is affected by this global warming. The main reason, as I told you before, is because of carbon dioxide and other related gases like methane, nitrous oxide. We use plenty of fossil fuels, and ultimately the product is carbon dioxide, which goes into the atmosphere and trap all the IR light and convert it into a heat energy, and that leads to warming of our earth system. Not only earth system, includes atmosphere plus sea surface temperature, everything is warmed because of this carbon dioxide and other gases. All this results in host of issues, starting from temperature rise leads to extreme weather events like more drought, excess rainfall, strong cyclone and other things, ultimately affecting the coastal system and agricultural food production. Everything is affected and bring a lot of economic loss to all the regions of the globe. So, this has to be paid a prior attention as decided in the UN conference on IPCC. Carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases emission to be limited below 1.5 degree rise from the pre-industrial era, then definitely we can manage all our natural resources without adverse effect of this global warming. Otherwise, it is going to create a lot of issues, starting from economic thing, food production affected, and water shortage is going to be a problem, and sea level rise, coastal community is going to be affected, no fresh water for them to drink, and they are going to lose their agricultural production also. So, this has to be given a lot of priority, and globally, not by everybody has to attempt in minimizing the emission of carbon dioxide, and they have to go for natural way of managing this. One option is we can go for renewable energy, but for some time these kind of fossil fuels are going to be there. Definitely we can use it, but we cannot blindly emit all the carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. we have to do something, capture the carbon dioxide and sequester and minimize and put it in for beneficial use, or at least we have to store it. The other natural way of managing carbon dioxide is grow trees. Definitely carbon dioxide will be utilized via photosynthesis, and we are going to get good oxygen out of it. So, by this way we can bring a halt to the rising temperature, and we can minimize the impact of climate change also. Thank you.